In the mid to late 2000s, the genre of torture porn really started to take off. People stopped caring about stories and proper scares and just watched these films to see ridiculous amounts of blood and gore. To me, the only torture porn movies worth watching are the Saw movies, because those movies actually did start off being creative and scary, and when the deaths started to become more gory and over the top, they still had a great story. Another film that is considered by most to be possibly one of the best torture porn movies is Hostel. Before talking about the film, I should make one thing clear. This is a terrible movie, but it's supposed to be like that. I think if you look at the film as more of a modern day exploitation movie, it's definitely much better, because it really is not a good movie. So what's the plot of the movie? Two college students, Paxton and Josh, are travelling across Europe with their friend from Iceland, Oli. They meet a man one night while in Amsterdam who convinces them to go to Slovakia to a hostel that is filled with beautiful women. So they go there. Instantly they connect with a group of girls. However, after a night of sex, Paxton and Josh discover that Oli has mysteriously disappeared. They spend the day trying to find him, and Josh anxiously decides that he wants to go home, but Paxton convinces him to stay one more night. While partying, the two are slipped tranquilizers. Paxton falls asleep in the storage room at the disco, whereas Josh falls asleep in his hotel room. Josh then wakes up in a weird dungeon, in which he is then tortured and murdered. Paxton awakes to find Josh gone and sets out to find where he is gone. He finds the girls that he and Josh have been hanging out with and gets them to drive him to where Josh and Oli are. They go to a weird old factory that has pretty much completely fallen apart. Then Paxton is grabbed by a group of men and strapped into a chair in a weird room. A man comes in to kill him but accidentally frees Paxton and cuts off his own leg. Paxton then shoots the man and escapes. While trying to get out, we find out that they were taken to a hunting club where wealthy people can pay to kill people. They can choose any ethnicity or gender they want and also kill them any way they want to as well. Paxton manages to escape the building and also frees a Japanese girl who we met earlier in the film. The last 15-20 minutes is them trying to get to the train station so they can go home while they're being chased. When it comes down to this film, there are elements that I absolutely love. I'd say from the 45-minute mark when Paxton gets captured then till about the 70-minute mark where he escapes, this film is really good. It's incredibly suspenseful. They build up all the kills so you are constantly on edge waiting for them to happen. You never know how it's going to happen, and a lot of the time you hope that it will be as painless as possible, which is a huge achievement because the characters in this film are all incredibly unlikable, and that's what ruins the first half of the film for me. The first 45 minutes are basically just nothing but three annoying guys being dicks, doing drugs and having sex. What makes it different from say one of the Friday the 13th movies where this exact same thing happens is that those characters aren't as annoying as in this film. The characters here have absolutely no redeeming qualities. I hate them all. The last 15-20 minutes of the film are tense and sometimes exciting, but the threat isn't there as much. It was much scarier when he was trying to escape from his dark and creepy factory. Him trying to get out should have lasted much longer because that was what made me like the film. What I also liked about the film is that it isn't as super gory as you would expect. And what I mean by that is that there are only a few actual gore-filled scenes. The scenes that are there are incredibly disgusting and violent, but there aren't many of them. And I think that's what makes this film better than a lot of other torture porn movies. It does actually have a story, and a pretty good one at that. I really liked the idea of the film, but I wanted to see it expanded upon a lot more. The film just seemed way too constrained, which is weird because they spend the whole film trying to show how powerful this hunting club is. So for them to barely show anything with the hunting club in is quite disappointing. As a whole, I definitely say this was a movie worth checking out. There are huge problems, and if you're not a fan of gore, then there are a few moments that'll probably really gross you out. I mean, I love films such as the Nightmare on Elm Street movies that have incredibly creative gore scenes, but this film really disgusted me at times. But the film is actually quite scary at times, even if it is only for short periods of time. I give Hostel a 7